No matter their major, every college student will tell you how vital it is for them to find a summer internship. Even more important is to find a mentor willing to teach you, to guide you on that path. A very familiar guest here on Daytime, thrilled to impart his professional wisdom on the next generation. Always great to have Cory Sickles. He, of course, is the president of Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. And today we have a special guest. Cory, okay, he's been with us in the studio before, but you said get on TV, let's do this, right? Tell us who you have with us.
We have Erik Miller.
Okay.
He's an intern from Miami University. He'll be a senior this upcoming year. So he thinks he wants to become a financial advisor, and hopefully we gave him a good experience this summer.
I was going to say, you did something right if he's still thinking he wants to be on that path, right? So I want to learn first about you, Erik. We know you're going to Miami right now, but tell us where you came from and kind of how you landed with Cory.
Yeah, so I'm from Hilliard, Ohio. I've lived here my whole life. As Cory said, I'm a finance major at Miami of Ohio. Finding an internship, as young people will tell you today, is not an easy task.
No.
And so I reached out to basically every firm I could think of in Central Columbus, trying to find an opening. And Cory reached back out to me. We set up a call, and the rest is history.
And was it something that you thought too, like you have to have a connection? And I have known Cory now for over a decade, and I know he is so easy to talk to and so easy to kind of put things into layman's terms to understand. Was that important to you as an intern, saying, hey, there's someone I can connect with, right, that I can ask questions and not feel bad about it?
Yeah, I think a lot of places now, they kind of bring you on, but they don't really teach you as much as they probably should.
Yeah.
I think Cory's done a great job this summer of really letting me be involved in all of the things, the meetings and everything, kind of learning from him and seeing from his point of view.
And so you've been there from the beginning of a process right to the end. What is that like when you first meet a client and then you see kind of it go through the planning process?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into actually coming up with a retirement plan for somebody who wants to come in. And it's a lot more personal than I was actually thinking throughout the process. So it's a building relationship, and starting that process, you're making somebody try to trust you with their money and build their retirement, which is a big task.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you also had a hand, which is easy to believe, because I think the next generation does a great job of this, Cory, we talk about social media. Was that something you thought like, hey, I can, give them something. I can add to this product with what I know? Yeah,
I mean, everybody uses social media nowadays, and I mean, I'm decent with technology, but Cory asked me to kind of help with their YouTube presence, and they're growing their YouTube, and he has a lot of great financial tips on there about their company and the market and investing in general. So yeah, kind of helping him throughout that process, promoting their YouTube and their Instagram and all that stuff was something that I really like to do.
And Cory, I imagine you're sitting back saying, oh, thank goodness, right? Somebody can come in with that background. But how important is it and vital is it really in your industry to have that presence, to reach people in that way like you're talking about?
If you really think about it, 25 years ago, you kind of had to be on the internet.
Yeah.
So you had to get your website. But today you really got to you have to have a social media presence. Everyone's looking at it. Everyone's laying in bed at night scrolling through their Instagram feeds or going through their YouTube channels. So you have to be able to find different ways in order to connect with people. But more importantly, I think to educate people on different types of topics, which is the main thing why we actually try to, to relate to people out there is just educate them on financial tips.
And part of the internship, and I think this is interesting, Cory, tell me about how Erik did with all of your employees. Was he just with you? Was he able to kind of see how the whole industry fits together? Yeah,
I mean, obviously he sat in a lot of meetings with Nick and myself, but he sit down with everybody. So he needs to know what do we actually do once we have a client. There's paperwork that needs to be involved. It's not paperwork anymore. It's all done electronic.
Yeah.
But there's a process of all this behind the scenes stuff as well. And it's not just the front end, but it's also the back end. When you have a client, they're going to need money, change beneficiary forms. So there's a lot of other things that I think he's able to sit down with our staff to see exactly what they do on a day-to-day basis, once someone becomes a client. Because it doesn't end there.
It doesn't end there. It almost just begins there,
that's exactly
I feel like,
right.
Because that's when the hard work comes into play. And Erik, so what do you think you learned? What do you think you took away? I know you've mentioned some things that maybe surprised you, but what do you think you got out of spending the summer with Safe Harbor?
I think just the importance of building those relationships. And I mean, this business is something that you have to continue to dedicate yourself to. You're being trusted with somebody's money. So I think building those relationships, kind of maintaining those, and letting somebody trust you along with the financial plans that we have to create for them, seeing what's going on in their life, because every plan is different. So seeing all the factors that come together was something that I really learned throughout the summer.
Can I just say, Erik, I'm reading this little snippet about you. You opened a Roth at 16. First of all, Cory, something worked. He's got that bug, because some people don't even know what a Roth is, how often we talk about that. And so this has probably also taught you just the importance of your own personal financial kind of wisdom and the way that you're saving, right?
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I've been investing before that, honestly, with my parents, a custodial account, but I opened that Roth kind of with the help of my grandfather, and then I've been just investing since then in my own brokerage accounts and putting some money into that Roth whenever I can, kind of just to get a jump start of retirement, even though I'm only 21.
I was going to say that he comes with like 5 years of experience already, Cory.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he's had that.
And he does his own portfolio research.
Yeah.
He picks out the stocks or ETFs or whatever he wants to do for his own portfolio.
That's awesome. All right, so Cory, we know we always like people to know that if they don't have a plan today, they can get one. Sit down with you and your team and learn all of it is the wisdom that you've imparted on Erik, of course, you're ready to share with anybody out there.
Yeah, so we have 2 locations, one in Dublin, one in Easton. And just remember, when you do schedule a meeting with us, every meeting's complimentary. There's no financial obligation. We're here truly to help you have a retirement that you really want to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Erik, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Cory. Always
Thank
good
you,
to see
Rob.
you.